You're now watching Colorado State University's student-run campus television, Channel 25, weeknights from 8 to midnight.
For Monday, February 2nd, 2004, you're watching CTV Sportsfest.
Welcome to another edition of Sportsfest. I'm Skip Stewart alongside Melissa Rogers. The border war was in full effect over the weekend in Fort Collins and in Laramie.
The Rams were unhealthy in both the men's and women's games, but the rivalry between the fans and players was more than healthy. Joy Jenkins was out with a broken nose, that is, for the women's basketball team, and Matt Nelson was sidelined again for the men.
Yeah, and with or without them, both games were expected to be exciting and close, and needless to say, they both were. CSU and Wyoming, the two schools are located just 60 miles apart, and the border war's glory has faded over the past few years on the football field until last fall's upset, but it has always remained live and well on the basketball court. The two schools have been competing against each other in athletic events for over 100 years, and Saturday marked the 197th men's basketball game between the two. Wyoming leads the series by 42 victories and has been dominant as of late, winning 7 of the last 8 matchups. CSU's program has been on the rise the past few years, but no one on the current CSU roster has ever beaten Wyoming in Moby Arena. Matt Nelson will have to sit this one out after spraining his right knee against SESU. Rams 0-7 without him in conference play. First half, Wyoming would jump to an early lead. Raindrops. Jay Strait would nail the 3. The Rams would stay strong. Ronnie Clark would come up big on his way to 14 points and 12 boards. You know, that's the kind of play that got a building named after him on campus. Freshman would play a crucial role for the Rams in this game. Dwight Boatner and one. More on him later. Derek Stevens with the steal here all the way to the hole. The Rams down 1, 17-16. A few minutes later, just a warning. Make sure you have some medicine nearby because this is going to make you sick, folks. Oh, that was delish. One more look for all you kids at home. That's worthy of CSU's Play of the Year. CSU would also end the half strong when it started raining threes. Morris and Boatner. The Rams would be up 9 at the half. Second half, Jay Strait would take over. Iceman on his way to 26 points. He would go 4 for 4 from the three-point line. The Cowboys would retake the lead with 5 minutes left after Strait takes this steal end-to-end. Matt Williams, he would be keeping it close as well for the Rams. I like the way you move, Matt. He would finish with 15 but foul out later. Cowboys up 4 with 1:25 to play. Jay Strait is stripped. Wyoming fouls Williams. Williams, he would go to the line and make both free throws. Then Phillipson would block Correa's shot. Boatner would get fouled, and he would make both free throws. Game tied, 41 seconds left. Jay Strait would lose the ball just much like Janet Jackson lost her top at halftime. Rams have it with 24 seconds left. CSU has a shot to win. Morris will throw up an air ball. Clark with the putback, but it doesn't fall, and we are going to overtime. And a strange overtime it was. Clark blocks Strait. Boatner heaves it back into Robinson. Robinson falls on his junk. Rottinghouse throws it to Strait for 3. Cowboys up 3, and it wasn't a good sight for Robinson. It's never good in a game when your balls get stuffed, but he was in pain. But it gets even stranger. Omani Macoun with the steal and the dunk. Wyoming up 4, but Macoun gets a technical for hanging on the rim. So the Rams are down 1 with 19 seconds. Michael Morse on the inbounds pass. He would turn it over. It would go right to Jace Strait to the hole, but he holds up to kill the clock. CSU steals. Boatner heaves one up thinking he's getting fouled. There's no foul. He misses, gets his own rebound, hits the layup. Rams up 1. 4 seconds left for Wyoming. David Adams will get the shot. It is off the mark. Rams win! Rams win! Rams win! 75-74 the final after a third straight overtime game for the Rams. Matt Williams had a team-high 15 points. He also had 4 blocks and 5 rebounds. Ronnie Clark with the double-double, 14 points and 12 boards.
Teams played hard. You know, there are a lot of guys that were busting their tails on that floor and in both teams. And That's what college basketball is all about.
Whenever I picked up the ball, like both of the Wyoming players hit me, so I was anticipating the referees calling a foul. So I threw it up to try to get 3 free throws, and they didn't call anything. So I just chased it down, and somehow it ended up in my hands, and I got a layup.
Dwight's become great. Like, he's been struggling a little bit at the beginning of the year, but he's starting to come along. Like, we just need him to play like that every game, and we'll win out probably if he plays like that.
There's no one on our squad that's beating them here at home. And, we're the first team to do that, so that really means a lot to our program. And we needed these 3 wins. Now we're in 3rd place in conference, and now it's a big turnaround.
I just hope we keep playing like this every night. I mean, we had emotion. I know we're playing Wyoming, but everyone stepped up, and they were huge for us. I know not having me in there, it's a big, lack on offense and defense, but we stepped up, and, I'm just happy we came out with this win.
The CSU-Wyoming games have certainly been close the last 4 years. Check this out. 7 of the last 8 games between these two teams have been decided by 3 points or fewer. CSU has had their heart broken many a times, but the Rams have finally been pulling out some close ones as they have taken the last 2. They still have another game against each other, that one to come up in Laramie on February 28th. Well, the Rams find themselves back in the conference race, sitting alone in 3rd place for now. But the story of the year continues to be Joe Scott's Air Force Falcons. They are now 5-0 in conference and 15-2 overall. Utah in 2nd with a 4-2 conference mark. And there's virtually a 5-way tie for 4th with 5 teams at 2 conference wins apiece. A lot of parity going on in the Mountain West Conference this year. This weekend, CSU looks to add to its 3-game conference win streak. By the way, that is a first for Dale Layer in regular season conference play. Their 4th straight will have to come at the Pit in Albuquerque against the New Mexico Lobos. The Rams haven't won at the Pit since 1993, and there's no word yet on whether or not Nelson will be back. The Lobos are 11-3 at home this season, and the Rams are looking to pick up their first conference road game of the year. Saturday night, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Another note, the Lobos are 8-4 since Bradley transfer Danny Granger has been cleared to play by the NCAA. And all you Moby Maniacs can watch this one on the tube. KTVD UPN Channel 20 will have the broadcast.
There were rumors and speculations for almost nearly a year, but it was made official on Friday. The Mountain West officially invited TCU to join the conference, and they quickly accepted. Texas Christian University will become the conference's 9th member beginning in the 2005-2006 season. Located in Fort Worth, Texas, they will become the only Mountain West team in the Central Time Zone. CSU AD Mark Driscoll says gaining TCU only adds to an already established conference.
Great announcement and a great day for the Mountain West. Our conference didn't need to expand. I mean, we're very stable and strong. Some of the other ones are actually getting weaker. So for us to expand, we wanted to get better. And it really helped us, I think, with our TV prospects of a better TV contract in a couple years. Certainly will make us in football more attractive to the BCS when that agreement comes up in a couple of years. So TCU brings a great all-around program, 19 sports. They're good at about everything. We'll all have to play like crazy to beat them, but they make our conference better, so we're really excited.
TCU will have to pay an $800,000 departure fee from Conference USA and a $1 million entrance fee to the Mountain West.
It has definitely been mania at Moby the last 3 games, with each going into overtime, and that got us thinking of this week's Random Ram Fact. The Rams have played in 3 straight overtime games. Well, that's a school record, but we want to know, what is the NCAA men's basketball record for most consecutive overtime games played? The answer to come later in the show. And well, we're not done. In fact, we're just getting started.
Coming up next, the second half of the border war. We have highlights from the women's CSU Wyoming game from Laramie last Friday. Stick around.
Colorado State University, Melissa Rogers, Skip Stewart. You're watching Campus Television Sportsfest. Fans, CSU basketball is going strong this season, and if you've missed out on the action, it's not too late to join fellow Moby Maniacs in supporting your Rams. The men's and women's basketball teams are looking for your help to give Moby a home court advantage in their upcoming games. Bring your friends, bring your residence hall, bring your roommates, and bring yourself to watch head coaches Dale Layer and Chris Danker lead the Rams to victory in Moby Arena. Admission is always free to students. For more information, call 491-RAMS or visit csurams.com.
students making 11,000 bike trips a day, bicycle safety is important on the CSU campus. CSU Bike Patrol officers work to maintain safety and regulate bicycle traffic. They need your help. Obey all posted signs. Make sure you have a light on your bike at night. Walk your bike in dismount zones. Yield to pedestrians at all times. By doing these things, you'll be maintaining bicycle safety at CSU. For more information, call 491-6425.
Tired of the same old living arrangements? Then check out Rams Point. With more amenities than any of the competition, Rams Point is your one-stop location for a fun college living experience. Individual leases are currently available. Check out Rams Point, a student apartment community.
The men pulled off an exciting victory in Moby Saturday without their star center, Matt Nelson, and the women had to do the same without senior leader Joy Jenkins on the road.
That's right. Jenkins had surgery last week on her broken nose and was not able to play against the Cowgirls, but the Rams were hoping that wouldn't matter. Last season, Colorado State and Wyoming played against each other so many times that they could have taken care of conference play for the next couple of years. After 2 regular season meetings, CSU and Wyoming also saw each other in the first round of the Mountain West tournament and then again in the WNIT tournament. Last year, the Rams won 3 out of 4, so needless to say, the Cowgirls had revenge on their minds up north to Laramie. Since Jenkins was out of the lineup, that forced Colorado State to start 3 true freshmen for the first time since 1990. The Cowgirls jumped out to a quick 6-0 start, courtesy of 2 3-pointers, and it took CSU over 5 minutes to get their offense going, but when it did, the Rams used a 6-0 run on their own to get back to 8-7 Wyoming. The Cowgirls would go on another run here. Kristen Lenhart finds Ashley Elliott for another 3. Wyoming drained 9 from behind the arc in the first half. But the Rams were relentless and finished the half strong with 9 straight points to tie it all up at 23 going into halftime. Both teams started out extremely slow in the second half, scoring only 6 points combined for the first 5.5 minutes. Ferruccio finds Espinosa in the corner for 3. It's good. CSU and Wyoming would trade leads throughout the second half. Here, Ferruccio makes another great pass as Melissa Dennett gets 2 of her 11 on the night to fall. When you're watching the Cowgirls, you've got to keep an eye on Brenda Pickup. She drives and scores 50-49 Wyoming. The basket by Pickup sparked a 6-0 run by the Cowgirls, giving them a 54-49 lead with under 2 minutes left in the game. Then with 40 ticks left to go, the Rams knocked down 2 quick baskets to be within 1, and Colorado State had plenty of chances to win the game but missed 4 easy shots in a row like this one by Ferruccio, which forced the Rams to foul, and that was all she wrote. 58-53 the final. CSU falls to 10-18 overall. Wyoming still looking to get back to 500 as the win improves their record to 7-11. Lindsey Thomas came off the bench to score 13 points for the Rams, while Vanessa Espinosa added 10 points, dished out 4 assists, and didn't turn the ball over once.
I think necessarily that we played bad defense. Like I say, it's just that we gave them a few too many free chances when we didn't capitalize on our free chances.
I thought we started really slow, we didn't take care of the ball, but then we kind of settled down and we started playing some basketball the way that we're supposed to play. I thought we finished pretty good the first half, and it's a matter of finishing the game, We started bad, we finished horrible, so I think we just need to start good and just play for 40 minutes.
At the beginning of the game, Coach told us that it's just another game, but I think we all know that it's nice to beat CSU, and it's nice to have them go down when they're here, and it's just a great win for us. They're a better team, I think, than what they've been playing like this the beginning of this season, and we have to watch out for them, and this whole conference is competitive.
It's our team defense is what won us the game tonight, and in the end run we had the critical shots, the free throws at the end by multiple people, and I'm just going to say it's our defense that won us the game.
Just like on the men's side, the women only have 1 undefeated team in conference. Utah stands at the top with a 5-0 record, followed by UNLV and New Mexico at 4-1, Wyoming in 4th, SDSU in 5th, while BYU and Colorado State tie for 6th with a 1-4 records, and Air Force is still looking for their first conference win. After a 3-game road trip, the women return home this week to face a top-of-the-conference opponent and a cellar dweller. New Mexico returns 2 starters, including junior Mandy Moore, who is currently averaging 8 points per game for the Lobos. However, Moore scored 11 in New Mexico's win against the Rams in the conference tournament. Moore is only one of New Mexico's weapons. Then on Saturday, the Air Force Falcons come to town. The Falcons haven't beat the Rams since 1990, and it shouldn't happen again this weekend. Air Force is still, again, looking for that first conference win. Tip-off time for both games is at 7 p.m. First New Mexico on Thursday, and then Air Force on Saturday, both at the Will.
Isn't Mandy Moore dating Andy Roddick?
Yeah, I wonder if he'll be at the game.
Yeah. Hey, well, we haven't forgotten about CSU's in-state rival, the Colorado Buffaloes.
That's right. The basketball teams were busy with the border war, but the CSU hockey team had their version of the Rocky Mountain Showdown over the weekend. We have all the highlights next.
The Laurie Student Center is the place to be.
It's the place for taking care of business and the place to buy and sell textbooks. It's the place for staying connected, student organizations, leadership programs, and more, all right here. It's the place to eat. It's the place for entertainment. There's always something happening at the LSC. Movies, art exhibits, and special performances. Check it out online.
The Laurie Student Center is definitely the place to be.
It gets me to class.
It's all about efficiency.
We're going to the mall.
It's my second set of wheels.
Transport, wherever life takes you.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Ramblers.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is Tuesday night. Welcome to the Ramblers. I am Travis Huntington.
I'm Tyler Kraus.
I'm Chris Dittmer. A great game this weekend.
Another huge game for the Rams.
Don't forget to tune in to the Ramblers every Tuesday night from 6 to 8 right here on 90.5 KCSU.
Watching Emmy Award-winning campus television, winner of the 2003 Heartland Regional Emmy Award for Outstanding Student Achievement.
The CSU hockey team, currently ranked first in the West Division, was set to skate with the second-ranked Colorado Buffaloes this weekend. A home game Friday and one in Boulder on Saturday. Epic Ice Arena, the site for Game 1. Things started slow, but Josh Caven gives a blow to the goalie, getting the first penalty of the night. Don't worry, though, there were many more to come as things turned sour, which show you the rest, but would be here all night. And yes, that is 6 players in the box at once. Number 16, Ryan Lewis, gets the scoring started for the Rams right here. First goal of the night. Later, CSU goalie Logan Huffman fends off the Buffs not once, but twice. But CSU finally gets one past him, making it 2-1. More fighting, because that's what you guys want to see, and we're here bringing you your favorite hits. Late in the third, Josh Bowers would add his second and final goal of the night, and the Rams celebrate as they take the first of 2 games, 6-2. Saturday in...
You know, that was a million miles from a 1 or 2 player show. We got contributions from everybody. Every single line contributed, and they just kind of flew over the boards time after time and just stuck to the game plan.
Nuts, man. There's so many people, the crowd's going nuts. It's so much fun. That's how every game should be. So people need to get out here.
Saturday in Boulder, things didn't go as well for the Rams, losing a close one, 3-2, their 4th loss of the year. The West Division standings looking to finish really tight with CU and CSU neck and neck.
After one of the best seasons in recent history, the CSU softball team is ready to pick up where they left off as they begin their spring season this week. Last year, the Rams won the conference tournament for the first time and advanced to the NCAA tournament for only the second time in school history. Sportsfest reporter Richie Rodriguez tells us what the Rams have going for them this season.
CSU women's softball team took advantage of the warm weather toward the end of winter break and began their training outside. The women have begun their outdoor workouts in preparation for their opening game against Cal Poly in San Luis Obispo, California on February 5th. After winning the conference tournament last year, the Rams advanced to the NCAA National Tournament and finished with a 37-15 overall record. You can expect that after a strong season like the one the Rams had last year, they will be the team to beat in the conference.
Our conference has a lot of parity, so really everybody needs to look at everybody every time we go out and play. But certainly knowing that we came from kind of the back of the pack last year, surprised a few folks, we'll definitely be a team that they'll pay attention to a little bit more this year.
Okay. Going into the season, the Rams are ranked second in conference behind San Diego State. They won't play any conference games until early April, but they will have their hands full in tournaments and other non-conference play, swinging sticks against non-conference teams such as Kansas and Missouri. The women's first home game is March 6th, and they'll be slugging it out against Utah State. Be sure to go out and support your Lady Rams and be part of what looks to be a great season. Straight from the Diamond, Rich Rodriguez, CTV Sports.
The CSU men's lacrosse team had a remarkable season last year, capped off with a 6-4 win over the University of California, Santa Barbara in the USLIA National Championship game, the Rams' third championship in the past 5 years. But this year's shaping up to be maybe the toughest yet. Sportsfest reporter Zach Borg has a preview.
With expectations of repeating as USLIA national champions, the Colorado State men's lacrosse team is focused on their season-opening games Friday and Saturday against Arizona and Arizona State in the Valley of the Sun.
They're a top 10 team. I think they may be even a little better than that. And I know that Arizona State's an up-and-coming team, so they're really going to test us. At the same time, we have a lot of returning talent.
I feel like if you look ahead to a game halfway down the season, then you can really overlook some teams, and this has definitely been the hardest schedule I've ever faced here in my 4 years.
The first games in Tempe are just the start of a long schedule that the Rams have dubbed the Odyssey, in which CSU will play games in Arizona, Oregon, Michigan, and Washington. But the Rams' shortest road trip of the year will come when they play CU at the Pepsi Center in Denver.
February 22nd, we have a place on our website, csulacrosse.com, where you can link and get tickets for $10, and actually $4 of that goes to our program. But they're cheap tickets, and get you into our game, which is at 11 a.m. on February 22nd, which is a Sunday morning. And then they also get you into the All-Star game, which is later in the afternoon, and the skills competition, which is between our game and the NLL All-Star game.
I've played lacrosse since 4th grade, and I've just always dreamed of, playing in front of, thousands of fans. They're projected to have 8,000 to 10,000 fans there, and we've, the biggest crowd we've ever played in front of has been about 3,000 at Hughes Stadium a couple of years ago. And like I said, it's definitely, we're all looking forward to that game.
The Rams are scheduled to play 7 home games in Fort Collins, beginning with Northern Colorado on February 19th. Yet regardless of who or where they play, CSU knows what they need to do to make 2004 another banner year.
Nothing's going to be easy this year. We just got to keep on trucking and get in shape, and hopefully all things will go well.
For CTV Sports, this is Zach Borg.
Well, the lacrosse seasons are just getting started. The swimming and diving team's season is coming to an end. Last weekend, the Rams completed their last 2 meets before the conference tournament on the 18th. On Friday, the Rams took home another border war victory, beating Wyoming 140-84 in Laramie. The Rams won every event except the 1,000-meter freestyle. Then Saturday, Colorado State hosted UNLV in a dual meet that came down to the last race, the 400 freestyle relay. CSU was down 2 points going into the race when anchor swimmer Paula Langer came from behind to beat UNLV and seal the win for the CSU. The win also brings the Rams capturing at least a share of the conference title. Don't go anywhere, we're almost done.
And we have some highlights from the Winter X Games when we come back. You don't want to miss that tasty action, folks. Next.
you.
Place it, find it, buy it, sell it, rent it. All this and more with the Rocky Mountain Collegian Classifieds, as low as $4.50 a day. Call 491-1686, 491-1686.
It's your thing. Do what you want to do.
Work, play, home, away. Millions of people riding every single day.
It's your thing. Do what you want to do.
Monday to the park, Wednesday to the pool. Every other Friday volunteering at the school.
Transport, wherever life takes you.
Campus service officers are the eyes and ears of the CSU Police Department. They provide safe walks to all students and are available 7 days a week. To request a safe walk, pick up an emergency phone on campus, call the Safe Walk line, or simply ask a CSO on duty. CSOs patrol and provide walks from Constitution to Matthews Street and Prospect to Mulberry Street. To be safely escorted to your destination, call 491-1155.
One radio, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, zero commercials.
Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up.
90.5 KCSU.
90.5.
This is your student-run radio.
It is your student-run radio station.
On your FM dial, run by students, for students. It's 90.5 KCSU.
Eagles left home to take a road trip last weekend to two of the most gorgeous cities in the United States. First off, Friday, the Rams beat the Oklahoma City Blazers 2-1. Saturday, the Eagles lost to the Wichita Thunder 4-3, which begs the question, what is worse, losing a game or being in Wichita? Well, up next for the Eagles, the New Mexico Scorpions at the Bud Center Wednesday night at 7 o'clock.
We haven't forgotten about the answer to this week's Random Ram Fact, and maybe you still need a little more time to figure out the answer. But we've got to go, so time's up. The question was, what was the men's basketball record for most consecutive overtime games played? The answer is 4, done most recently by Dayton University in 1988, and the Rams will look to tie the record this Saturday night at the Pit.
Well, I certainly hope I can lip sync better next week. But I hope the Rams can go into the record books, but I hope they can win in regulation one of these days. And I guess if they could go into overtime, they definitely have the experience to win.
They sure do. Well, we hope we've entertained you. They sure do. We hope we've entertained you for another half hour. We leave you tonight with some of the best highlights from the Winter X Games in Aspen. Thank you for joining us. For Skip Stewart, I'm Melissa Rogers. Take it easy.
sports, and entertainment. You're watching Campus Television, Channel 25, weeknights from 8 to midnight.